Engineer Rubondo, and the Permanent Secretary, Irene Batebe, and the Minister, and the head of the construction from China. They have given us the details of this project. So I will not repeat those again. The only thing I will say is, first of all, to congratulate everybody. This is because everybody did his part or her part that we are here now. The British had tried to look for this oil when they were here. From 1920, I read the file. They started looking for this oil in 1920. And what made them look for the oil were the seepages which were coming to the surface. Itaka rikaba nirijwa amajuta. Nuko bakubaza murinyoro okujwa nuko bakubaza. The seepages were seen. Kibiro linka. Erioku. Now at that place called Kibiro, the oil was oozing to the surface. That's why the place is called Kibiro. Kibiro is from Abanyoro Tubakubaza Amezo Okubira. Niko Warkubaza. Niko Kusesa. Water boiling, how do you say it? Umunyoro Muchibaza Muta. Kuchamuka Umunyoro Tumurkurumanya. Kibiro Okubira is when something is boiling. Therefore, the British had seen that oozing seepage, and they started looking for the oil in 1920. And they went on until 1956. I read the file of the Commissioner of Geology, who in 1956 wrote saying that this oil was there, but it evaporated and went away. So they gave up. At Kibiro mahiro kilomita zinga okurugahan. Rubondo, why did the British miss this? You come and tell us how they missed it. Come. Because they actually drilled at Kibiro. I think they also drilled at Waki, but they missed the oil.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President. The method of exploration that was being used that time by the British was mainly based on following seepages of oil to try and locate oil reservoirs. Usually, when oil seepages appear on the ground, on the surface, now we know that usually it's because either the reservoir has been overfilled and is spilling, or actually the cover of the reservoir, which is called a caprock, has been broken, and so the oil is spilling. The new method of exploration, which was used in Uganda by the trained team when we came in place, was to recognize that the best way to look for oil is not by following oil seepages, but by looking for structures in the ground which have the potential to accumulate oil. Therefore, one of the surveys that was undertaken by the teams in those early stages were geophysical surveys that is running with equipment on the surface with a view to identify structures.
Okutera itaka kulitera X-ray.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Ngoko omuntu ali kugenda mu X-ray bakarora ebirumunda nuko bakora bana nabo nibagenda ahiguru itaka barora ebiri omunda oku. Is that not the idea?
Your Excellency, that's the idea. You get the picture in the subsurface.
But why was the seepage far away from what is? Why was it not near the structures? Or
Well, Your Excellency, is that when the structures are filled to spill, usually the structure is like let's say a basin which is turned upside down. So the oil is inside the basin but covered. So what happens is that when the basin is full, the oil starts escaping from the edge of the basin. The edge of the basin.
So it may not surface near.
It may not surface near, but it may also not surface on top of the basin.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Okay. So you can see now how the British missed the oil, which was good. It was good that they missed it. But when we came into government, a few days when I was in Entebbe, a group from Shell BP came and told me that they wanted to sign an agreement with me about oil exploration in Lake Albert. You Ugandans, this Lake Albert, in our language here we call it Mwitanzige. That's the name of this, what they call Lake Albert. Mwitanzige, Murinyoro, Mwitanzige in Runyankore. It means the lake that kills the locusts. The locusts could not cross this lake. They would drown there and you find them floating. And it was called Mwitanzige. So these people said they were sure there was oil here. I think they had seen those. We had done the aeromagnetic survey 1980, 79, when we came with Benaisa. You remember UNLF, we had done the aeromagnetic. So the aeromagnetic was now the X-ray, which saw those structures in the ground. And because of that, this Shell wanted me to, and they said they were about to sign with Obote, but Obote had collapsed and run away. I said, Amajuta. Nyebi amajuta ndabimanyanta. Nyondo museja muhekera. Ibyo kuri sente nimbimanya. Okurima muhogo ni kumanya. Bete bya amajuta. Tikubimanya ibyo. So I told them that let me check. I don't know anything about petroleum. Let me check whether in the government they have people who know. So I told them to go away. Then I asked the Minister of Minerals that time, I called people who were there. There was also a man called Soiro Mboijana, who was like a commissioner. He had been with me at Ntare. And I said, do you know anything about petroleum? They said, no, we don't know. But there is an expert in petroleum in the Bank of Uganda. I said, you calling me that expert? They called him. The man was from Ghana, Accra. And the only way he was connected with the petroleum is that he was the one handling the import papers of petroleum products in Uganda. That is how he was the expert. Nuwe yabe na saka majuta nuko yabera fokere omukugo mbya majuta. So I called back this Shell BP. I said, you people, I cannot sign an agreement with you because I have nobody on my side who knows anything about petroleum. So go away. And that's how I called the minister, Chango Macho, and the PS, called Opio, and I said, you people, look for Ugandans who have a Bachelor of Chemistry, Bachelor of Geology, Bachelor of Physics. They go for a master's in petroleum studies. Then when they come back, they will be the ones to guide us after they have studied. So I think that's how these Kabagambe, Karisas, and the others, Kashambus and others, were selected to be the first group who went in 1987, and they came back 1989. Now, when they came back, I called Shell BP. Shell BP, you come, I now have got some people who know something about petroleum. Shell said, no, there's no petroleum there. It was a mistake. Really? But you were the ones who told me. For them, the Soviet Union had opened up. There was a lot of oil in the Soviet Union. So Shell BP was no longer interested in this petroleum here. But then I told these people here, I said, no, but you studied. You now look for the oil. You. These are the ones who looked for this oil, these people here. And they saw those structures, the ones which are, they could even bring me, even for me, in my office, in the computer. I could also see them. Therefore, what now remained was to get somebody to drill and confirm what they are seeing in the computer, whether it is what is happening in the ground. And that's what eventually resulted into this discovery in 2006. So therefore, I first of all thank God for giving me that warning. Say, iwo musejja omuhekera leka kutomera ebyabantu. My advice to leaders, avoid okutomera. Okutomera is omundu uziti nimukimanyi mu Abanyoro. Okutomera nimukimanya kirimu mu Lunyoro. Okutomera is a word in our dialects here. Runyoro, Rutoro, Runyankore, Ruchiga, the other dialects. Even in Uganda, I think, even in Uganda it is the same. Meaning bumping into issues of Africa. Ensonga za Africa, tinsonga za okutomera. Kora batakumanya ekintu, oyecureze, obuuze, okaguze. Leka kwefora nkarukumanya kandi wotakumanya. Nyo ebi amajuta nibimanya nta. Nyo omusajja omusiita aikara na risente omukusoma tindasomere bya majuta mpimba majuta ga Uganda ngatware ntakumaja hinda gatwara tumukurora akabe akaryaho. You young people, you should be very careful. I was a young person like you people, and petroleum was very exciting. I would have been very excited. Uganda, tindu kugonza kutomera ebintu byabantu bintarukumanya. That's what I told those people. So I'm very happy these people who went for training, when they came back, they didn't let us down. They did what I sent them out to do, and we were able to discover the petroleum. So I thank them very much. I salute them. And I also salute Minister Changomacho, the late, and the PS or PO, because normally these civil servants also don't implement. Maybe Kawagambe Karisa, you can come, ijo teo kastora, bikagenda bitaho. Ijo bazo murinyo rahano. Kawagambe Karisa. Urinyo rabano baruhurira bano.
Waitu, Your Excellency, oreijuka nti otwabe na mitingi ebiro 10 February 1986.
Atuhurira nkaba ntahire mu government abiri na mukaga 10 February bakaba abajungu bakaba bezire kunteseho mukana handagano yintakumanyi
twahanura then
mukaija noha
tukaija n'omukyala Janet Opio
PS
n'omunyoro Saulo Mbojana na nyowe nyonka bandi musigazi ni tuwarabina tisezo obwiro obwo omunyoro cyango macho ukabobwa appointing ile beta takatandikire.
Okay.
Ati watugira nti tumazire gukora discussion eri yenyuma wachwamu ebintu bisatu. Icyo kubanza wagira nti tugende tusome ebyamafuta. Ekya kabiri wachwamu nti tukole promotion kogamba kusera tusere turole nti ebituseruire tubiteire harupapura hansi investment promotion. Then ekya kusatu wachwamu wagira nti obuturamara kuteka ebintu harupapura ndo tuwete kampuni kuija abakampuni kuija kukora omulimu ogukiraho kandi nabo tuba monitoringe kurungi turole nti tubalozere kiki bakora. So niyo discussion egyo mbigufu.
Ati ababandize genda kusoma nubaha
ati ni nyowe ni nyowe no bunyoro kashambuzi bantu babiri ati utwabwiraho.
What did Janet Opio do after that?
Janet Opio was the permanent secretary, and she continued with the administration, ensuring that people go out.
So she put out an advertisement, or what did she do?
No, she didn't. Well, she did later, but for us, we were already employed in government.
He selected from
inside, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Akagama timu mugende.
Mugende. Then in what twarugireyo twarora omunyoro Rubondo oguya ambaisatu n'omunyoro Kasande n'omunyoro Malinga kuli abo bagarukira batch ya kabiri.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So you can see now here very important lessons for you people. Oktomera. Why do you have? These are public issues. These are not resources of Museveni as a person. They are public resources of the country. How would I take on the responsibility and think, okay, I will do it when I don't know? I couldn't. So I want to thank these scientists. When they came back, they did their work. I also want to salute the oil companies, the partners, because as you see, we started with smaller companies, Heritage, Talo, and so on, but eventually we got stronger companies like Sinok and Total. These are stronger companies in terms of money and experience and resources. So I also thank them, and now I want to thank Sinok for moving, because now they have moved. I hope the others are also moving. So I want to congratulate them. But I want also to thank the government of China, because the Chinese government, these companies, many of them are government companies. So when they come here because they are encouraged by their government. The government of China has been working with Africa from 1949, when Mao Zedong took power in China, repressing the old groups. So all this time we have been working together on the anti-colonial struggle, but now on the issue of economic cooperation for mutual benefit. So we are now moving very well. I thank them. I thank the oil companies and the Chinese government, but also the government of France. I haven't heard them making trouble as a government. I heard the European Parliament, which we told to go to hell, but I didn't hear the French government making any trouble. So we are therefore moving forward with the oil. This oil is not a problem at all, because first of all, the carbon dioxide, which comes from these fossil fuels, is not necessarily a problem if it is handled well. Because carbon dioxide, as you know, you who studied biology, and I studied biology 60 years ago, 1964, you know photosynthesis, how the plants capture carbon dioxide from the air. They use the sun energy through photosynthesis, and they make food. They make food for themselves, but also for us. So really, carbon dioxide, it is the misuse, it is the greed, which eventually causes problems. But for us here, we are very careful. We shall develop our oil resource, but also develop solar energy. Solar energy is our ancient energy, we Africans. Itu tukala ntwanika ebintu, kwanika kwetu kwaira okozesa izoba ntukimanya. So we are going to use the solar power, the wind power, the hydro power, we shall use them. But also the oil as we develop the others. And even when the others are fully developed, still petroleum is needed for other products, not necessarily for fuel. The shirt I'm putting on has got some polyester in it. And polyester is from petrol. We need tar to make chorus or korengudu. We need the fertilizers, nitrogen from the ammonia. You heard of ammonia. All these are from petroleum. So we can use the petroleum responsibly. The other ones cause problems for the world, for the global warming, because of greed, because they are greedy for money. They don't think about anything else. They are the ones who cause all these problems. So therefore, this petroleum resource will be here for a long time. We shall use it. And as you hear, we have got more. This one here, the 6.5 billion, which Irene Batebe was talking about, is only in 40% of the Mwitanzige Ruchuru. The other lake, what they call Edward, the Banyarwanda call it Ruchuru. For us, we call it Butumbi Lake. So, this, where the oil is now, that has been confirmed, 6.5 billion, is in only 40% of the Mwitanzige Butumbi Valley. So there's another 60% of that valley where we're going to look for more oil. So we may end up with much more oil than we are talking about. Then, as you heard, we have got other areas like the Kadam-Moroto Basin. I think even somebody was talking of some other areas. Which are the other areas? Are there only two, or which? Malinga. Which are the other areas? Are they only what they call the Arbatine, Grabin, and Kadam Moroto?
Your Excellency, we have other basins. In addition to Albertine Graben, we have the Kadam Moroto Basin, there is Choga Basin.
Choga is which one now?
North of Choga, Lake Choga.
Lango?
Yes.
Lango Kabiramaido?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Then also we are looking at the Hoima Basin, which is between Hoima and Masini. It is an old basin. When the rifting took place, that basin was covered.
Oh, the Kafu area?
Yes, please.
River Kafu?
Yes, please.
Yes, so, you people. So we shall look for all these oils and use them carefully. For a long time. So therefore, I congratulate everybody. We are here to celebrate. We shouldn't talk too much. Now, for the people of the area, okuleja numwichuka nkabagamba okuleja enjura kwegwa oleja amaizi abaganda bakyeta okurembeka okutangiriza. Now, okay, I have heard of these what they call local content and all that, but for me the biggest local content which all of you can participate in is agriculture, producing food, because all these people who work in the oil fields need food. Nobody have computers, bano. No araruzino muntu nali ya computer. Nobody achi? Yes. Grow food so that these people buy food from you people. Eggs, chicken, milk, all those foods, vegetables. That is one of the areas where you can kuleja to benefit from the population which is now being gathered here by the oil project. Now, bete kindi environment. I flew over Bugoma forest. I think some people are encroaching on Bugoma forest. Ndozira abantu bataha mu kibira. Imunu mbarora. Bali abakutaha mu kibira niba ekya Bugoma. Amran tumusime alinka RDC. abantu bindozire mabataha mu kibira ni bantu ki mwebara okulima ebichori beito kutaha mu kibira kitu kya sitani abakutaha mu kibira ni baha tumusime.
Webara muno Mr. President, White Mr. President, abakutaha mu kibira ni babo benyira ba NFA aba NFA abasemere kirolera nibo kandi bateka y'abatu n'abatema y'amakara
ninja kubakwata ninja kureta ebyoma byanga nibitera mapu nujya kurora ikindi abakora. We need the forest. That forest and the forest has got a big river. Guri omugera gondozere nuguha tumusime ndozero omugera guri mu kibira. Omugero go nuguha
Mr. President tinchetegeze kurungi
omugera river
ekisaro chetangu nguse.
Oh, Nguse, this is a big river. It's a big river. We used to cross it when we were fighting. Umbagambere barido mu kibira emzumu yetu reje kubaretera bizibu. Emzumu y'abarwani y'abahekera reje kubaretera bizibu. I'm going to make a map. I will use my UAVs in the Bantere. I will capture everybody who is in the Nani. Yeah. So please, that forest is very, very important. You can see how God helped us. This is fantastic. This oil we are talking about was made by God here. Because that oil we are talking about is coming from mainly plants. Plants which were buried in the Rift Valley here, but coming from the escarpment are the ones which are squeezed to produce the oil. So the forests are very crucial. You hear the other forests which were in the Kafu side. You cannot say the oil and the maize are more important than the forest. No, or the rivers, because the rivers, because the maize, all the other crops, our livelihood is from the water and from the forest. Ekyo mukimanye ngo obwomezi nuburgo maize amaize nigarugo mu kibira nigarugo mu bisaru